magnificent mild. Guests of the show fly our official carrier, American Airlines. American offers daily nonstop service from 7 U.S. gateways to the United Kingdom. American Airlines, something special to Europe.
Thanks for watching KGW, Northwest News Channel 8.
Freezing weather could cause problems tonight.
And that's coming up next on the news channel at 5.
Road crews are gearing up for what could be a busy night, and the rest of us are trying to stay warm any way we can.
I'm Joe Sutilli. Coming up, I'll tell you about the possibility of some freezing rain or snow in Portland tonight.
Find out if a Portland soccer coach faces any new charges of child molesting.
I'm Denise Boyer. Local hospitals begin revealing how Measure 16 will work. That story on Health Beat.
And the holiday spirit hits the White House. The news channel at 5 is next.
Live at 5, this is KGW, Northwest News Channel 8.
It was a day to bundle up downtown as temperatures hovered near freezing. That means your neighborhood could get snow or freezing rain later tonight.
It's pretty cold, but I'm dressed warm, and but this is still pretty cold.
Hope you're staying warm. I'm Jim Beneman.
And I'm Tracy Berry. Thanks for being with us tonight. It sure felt like winter today, even if winter is still officially a couple of weeks away. The News Channel's Gulston Dart joins us live outside where the temperature is falling. I'm sure you can feel it, Gulston.
I can feel it just a little bit. It is cold out here, Tracy. Right now it's about 31 degrees and the temperature continues to go down. Right now we're at one of the yards where the Oregon Department of Transportation keeps some of its sanding trucks, and all the crew members here are standing by waiting for some of the precipitation to drop. We'll tell you about that later. We caught up with some people today going about their daily business, and no one really seemed to mind the cold weather as long as it stayed dry. What do you think about the cold today?
It's cold.
That's the understatement of the day. This latest cold snap has people getting ready for snow, freezing rain, or a combination. Heating oil crews have plenty of orders to fill. Calls picked up when the temperature went down this weekend.
It was swamped. We were busy. We were putting in 8, 9 hour, 10 hour days.
Downtown, people generally went about with their usual business, albeit with a few more layers. The cold didn't stop a couple of chess fanatics from enjoying an open-air game.
I want to play chess. That's it. Simple.
Cappuccino would be like...
Coffee shops provided a warm, steamy oasis in the middle of the cold. In all, people just dealt with the frosty day.
Dressing real warm. Gloves, earmuffs, jacket under my coat. Walk fast, but I'm glad it's not wet.
Department of Transportation crews are on a watch-and-wait status in case clouds do drop snow or freezing rain. Workers are making final checks in case they hit the streets tonight. This is the third time ODOT has mustered its forces to deal with Old Man Winter.
They say the third time's a charm. This is the third one they predicted this year. I'm thinking, well, this might be it.
Now, the road crews we talked to say they're waiting for the first flakes to start falling before they take all of their rigs out to cover the streets. And, of course, some of the areas that will probably be most affected by a storm, if it drops anything, is around the Columbia Gorge. But I'll leave that up to Joe Sutilli to tell you about. We'll have another story about the cold weather today coming up at 6. Tracy.
Thank you, Gulston. We'll check with you a little bit later on, but first...
Yeah, what can we expect later on tonight? Here's Joe over at the big board. Joe, what's coming our way?
Well, Jim and Tracy, a mixed bag is on the way for tonight. You notice a frontal band pushing towards the west coast of the United States here in the Northwest. And in essence, what's going on is warm air is riding up over the top of some very, very cold air at the surface. And it's cold enough west of the Cascades now. As this moisture rides up over it, it looks like, for the most part, we'll be looking at some snow, especially west of the Cascades tonight. We're thinking around 1 to 2 inches of snowfall west of the Cascades, about 3 to 5 inches of snow in the Coast Range, and then east side all snow. Then as this frontal band pushes well to the east, it's going to pull in some marine air and warm things up just a bit for tomorrow. So then we'll get back into a rain shower kind of activity. But also tomorrow, with those rain showers falling around the western part of the state, some of those rain showers may mix with snow right on down to the valley floor, but up in the hills, there'll be all snow. So a very confusing situation right now. If you live on the east side of the city, I'm thinking some snow and also some freezing rain right around the opening of the gorge. Otherwise, we're talking about all snow tonight, about 1 to 2 inches of it. We'll have a complete forecast for you in about 10 minutes or so. Jim?
Busy night in the Weather Center. Thanks, Joe. Here are some things you can do right now to help prepare for the cold snap. Leave the heat on when you are not home. These are things that will help protect your pipes from freezing. As we say, leave the heat on when you're not home. Also, keep that thermostat on at least 55 degrees. It's also a good idea to insulate outdoor pipes. Also, drain any outdoor faucets or they can freeze up. Also, make sure everyone at home knows how to shut off the water, because if the pipes do burst, at least then you can minimize the damage. People who don't have homes need blankets to keep warm. Now, if you'd like to donate blankets or warm clothes, you can call the Portland Rescue Mission at 227-0421. They can even come to your home to pick up the donations.
In other news tonight, the Portland soccer coach faces even more charges tonight. Today, he was formally indicted by a Multnomah County grand jury. Roger Dale Hughes is accused of sodomizing and sexually abusing some of the young boys on his neighborhood soccer teams. With details on Hughes' indictment, reporter Walden Kirsch joins us now from the newsroom. Walden.
Well, Tracy, Roger Dale Hughes was arrested and charged more than a week ago. Today's indictment does not come as a surprise. However, the indictment does list 4 young victims, not just the 3 that Roger Hughes had previously been charged with. The alleged victims are all minors, which is why we've blacked their names out here. A total of 62 counts are now pending against the soccer coach, all of them either sodomy or sexual abuse.
Anytime there's any children that have been alleged to have been the victim of child abuse, that's a serious case. And there's evidence that was presented to the grand jury relating to 4 victims, and so you know, that's obvious. It's an extremely serious kind of a situation, just as many of our other cases are.
And Greg Horner says that detectives are still working the case, leaving open the option of still more charges. Recall, however, that Roger Dale Hughes confessed the very day he was arrested. This means that a plea bargain with prosecutors is a distinct possibility. Tracy.
Thank you, Walden. Roger Dale Hughes, by the way, will be arraigned tomorrow morning at the Multnomah County Justice Center.
An 18-year-old man from Portland was in court today on charges of assault and robbery. Lateef Smith pleaded not guilty during his arraignment. He's one of 4 teenagers accused in a string of assaults in northwest Portland. Smith and his friends were arrested Saturday near the scene of one of those attacks. Now, one of the 5 victims, Mark Johnson, is the only one still hospitalized. He was jumped and beaten outside his apartment on Friday night.
I remember the event, and he has some trouble with short-term memory.
The assaults took place over a 2-week period in the northwest blocks. 3 of the 4 suspects are younger than 18. They'll be tried as juveniles. They're all in custody. Police say all 4 teens have given statements incriminating each other. Also in court today, a Portland State University football player. He's accused of shooting his ex-roommate. Erwin Silver is charged with attempted murder. Police say he was at a party Friday night with several teammates when he got into a fight with Jay Tupaloa, shooting the former roommate 5 times, say authorities. Tupaloa is now recovering from gunshot wounds to the chest, back, and leg. Silver will be back in court next week to enter a plea.
It could be quite a while before we know more about that accident involving the Seattle Seahawks. Thursday night, a car with 3 players inside hit a utility pole. One of the players, Mike Fryer, is paralyzed. Police in Kirkland say they are still contacting witnesses and are moving along very deliberately. They say they won't have anything pinpointed until maybe next week. Investigators in Corvallis are trying to identify a body. It washed up Saturday in the Willamette River. The victim may have been dead for months. Officials are checking missing persons reports from nearby towns.
A boy from Longview went back into a burning house to rescue his dog, and it cost the boy his life. Investigators say the boy, 8-year-old Eddie Valpiani, probably started the fire himself. A babysitter got everyone out safely, but then Eddie ran back in for the dog. Turns out the dog was already safe in the backyard. A crime expert testified today that blood from the victim was found in the car of accused killer Cesar Baroni. DNA testing shows blood stains discovered in the car match the blood of Martha Bryant. The Portland midwife was sexually assaulted and shot to death 2 years ago. In Washington County Court today, the prosecution argued DNA tests are extremely reliable, but Baroni's defense team tried to show analyzing DNA can be subjective.
Oregon's Death with Dignity law takes effect on Thursday. Up next, will Oregon hospitals be ready? We'll tell you what's being done to make life easier for dying patients. She'd lost in the primary race, but she's not giving up. Just ahead, meet a woman who wants to be Multnomah County's top cop.
Some election ballots still being recounted. Up next, we'll find out when we'll have the final word on whether public employees will have to contribute to pensions. And it wasn't that long ago, Portland was sizzling. People were trying to stay cool. We'll reminisce after this.
This edition of News Channel 8 is closed captioned through a generous grant from Smith's Home Furnishings, because nobody cares like Smith's.
Tonight at 6 on News Channel 8.
He was the first person in Oregon to be an environmental fugitive. Now the News Channel's John Catton shows you the man investigators say is a toxic criminal, plus how to protect your pets from the cold.
Tonight at 6 on News Channel 8.
Coming up on the new Good Evening.
Did you know wearing a solid color makes you look thinner? Learn some more fashion tips that will take a size or two off your appearance.
On the new Good Evening, tonight at 7:30 on KGW, Northwest News Channel 8.
You bought it, Matt. You got to handle it.
If you buy something at Circuit City, then see it advertised for less, just come back. Our low price guarantee means you'll get the difference.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Last week I bought this.
Plus 10% of the difference.
And today I saw this. Just open the paper and there it was.
It's that easy.
Yeah. That's it?
That's it.
Cool.
Now open in Clackamas, Salem, Washington Square, and Hayden Meadows.
When you come home for the holidays, bring along Kitchen Caboodle. We have everything but the kitchen sink, all ready for a home sweet home. Like everything you need for baking tempting holiday treats, cookie sheets, muffin pans, pie plates, and much, much more. Kitchen Caboodle, all the things that make your house a home. 5 Portland locations, locally owned since 1975.
How long is your gift list? Want to cut it down to size? Then come to Payless Drugs. You'll find a big selection of toys, health and beauty gift baskets, cameras and film to capture the fun.
Stock up on ever-ready Energizer batteries for cameras or toys at the holidays, just $3.99 a pack. Polaroid 600+ instant film for instant fun, now just $9.99.
And everything you'll need to wrap those special gifts. So be a holiday hero this season. Come to Payless Drugs.
Now, with Jim Betterman and Tracy Barrett, this is KGW Northwest News Channel 8.
In just a few days, the world will be watching as Oregon implements doctor-assisted suicide. That new law goes into effect on Thursday.
Well, today, Portland's 5 major hospital systems planned how that law will be carried out. The News Channel's Health Beat reporter Denise Boyer joins us now with details. Very serious subject, Denise.
Very and ongoing. Hospital ethics teams say they are starting from the ground up. They say the first priority is creating a system where the rights of doctors and patients are protected. That is, if someone doesn't want to take part, they don't have to. The 5 hospitals are working from the same framework, but differ on how the new law will be carried out.
Election night 1994, Oregon voters approved physician-assisted suicide, sending a clear message to the medical community.
The needs of dying patients are not being met fully.
AIDS patients like Clark MacArthur worry about pain. That's the reason he would access the law.
Would have to be a lot of pain.
Pain needs to be better addressed.
Portland's 5 hospital systems revealed today how Measure 16 will work. Oregon Health Sciences University announced it's diverting attention from suicide to pain management. It's forming a comfort care team.
The team will never write a prescription for a lethal dose. But they will say, you've missed something in depression, or have you thought about this other modality for comfort? Has anything been missed?
OHSU patients wanting physician-assisted suicide will have access.
Providence Health System will never abandon dying patients.
But the Sisters of Providence staff will not participate in Measure 16. Those who do face internal discipline.
And so it's very clear to them they know what our policy is, and to willfully violate that is certainly a possibility for discipline.
Only doctors and staff members practicing within the hospital system and services would be subject to that discipline. Those affiliated with the hospital but practicing on their own will not. Each hospital is hammering out its own framework for Measure 16, and they all agree it may not be in place by the time the measure becomes law this Thursday. And when all is said and done, they were saying today that about 2% of the population would actually access Measure 16. That is all, about 2%.
Still a lot to wrestle with, just a few days away. Thanks, Denise.
Well, we should know the status on Measure 8 by the end of the week. That's the measure that requires public employees to contribute to their pensions. The largest vote recount in Oregon history is underway. The measure had passed by just 705 votes. Workers began checking the more than 1.2 million ballots today.
Every one of the over 1.2 million ballots will be physically inspected by these boards that have to represent, be composed of people from different political parties as well. That's another requirement. It's a very intensive process.
We'll let you know the results when they're done counting. That should be by the end of the week.
Multnomah County Sheriff Bob Skipper says he's retiring because of Measure 8, and now there's another candidate for his job. Vera Poole used to work for Bob Skipper. She even challenged him in last May's election and lost. Today, Poole threw her hat into the ring again.
We must provide anti-crime program for law-abiding citizens and incarcerate those who continue to commit violent crime and instill fear in our communities.
Poole will be facing acting Sheriff John Bunnell and Assistant Police Chief Dan Noley in a special election next year. Bob Skipper is retiring at the end of this year. Washington Senator Slade Gorton is in a hospital in Boston tonight. Aides say he suffered a mild heart attack while jogging. Gorton is 66 years old, has no history of heart trouble. He is in stable condition and will stay in the hospital for a couple more days. Slade Gorton just re-elected to a third term. Meanwhile, Oregon Representative Mike Kopetsky chose not to run for re-election, and now he has a new job lined up. Kopetsky's going to be a lobbyist. Federal law says he cannot personally lobby Congress for at least 1 year after he leaves office. Kopetsky is a lawyer. He'll be working with a firm that specializes in tax and international trade.
Well, we're going to try to warm you up just a bit. Lots of people are complaining about the freezing temperatures, but it was only a few months ago that they were singing a different tune. In July, we had several days when temperatures were over 100 degrees. People were trying to find ways to beat the heat. Air conditioning companies couldn't keep up with all the requests for repairs. Some folks actually spent the whole day at the mall because it was too hot to be outside. That was a mere 4.5 months ago.
I think some people spent the whole day today at the mall, but for different reasons. Christmas shopping.
Yeah, and to stay warm. Yeah, it was very, very cold out there today. Temperatures remained in the lower 30s, and in some cases never getting beyond the freezing mark today. Here's a look at the almanac, though, for this date. You will notice that in 1972, we had a record low of 20 degrees, so it was cold back then. The record high, 59, that was set in 1970. Sunrise tomorrow morning, 7:36, sunset at 4:27. You look at the satellite loop, and again, all of this moisture riding up over this cold air over the state right now. So as the moisture pushes in over the next couple of hours, it looks like we're going to see some snow right here in the Portland metropolitan area, snow for the Cascades and the Coast Range, but it looks like it should stay mostly rain right down at the beach. And then tomorrow, as this thing moves on in, it's going to pull in some marine air, so some of this cold air, especially in the valleys, will get scoured out. But there are some showers in behind this frontal band, and that means some of those showers may bring some snow showers with them also. It's a deep trough here in the Pacific Ocean pushing in, and it's bringing this first front on shore. But as you can see, this is very, very cool air aloft, and this will push over us over the next day or so, and that's going to mean those showers have some cold air up there to pull down with them. So you may see some snow showers mixing in all the way down through the valley floor. It's going to be a mixed bag over the next couple of days. There's the frontal band. There's the Arctic front. It supplied the cold air. High pressure well to the east. And with this front and low pressure moving in at the coastline, it's dragging the air right out of the east through the gorge and right around the Columbia Gorge, the opening of. You may see some freezing rain tonight. Most of us, though, I think are going to be seeing some snowfall out of this. And there's some moisture now coming up over the Coast Range from Astoria on down towards Newport, and it's moving to the east. So over the next couple of hours, we should see some snowfall. 46 degrees at this hour in Newport, 36 in Astoria, 34 right now down in Salem, 12 degrees over in Baker City, 21 for Burns, and Lakeview at this hour is 29 degrees. We'll have the all-important forecast for you when we come back in just 30 seconds, so stay there.
Great gift giving, it only takes 3 things: time, money, and ideas. So I go to the store I'm at all the time anyway, because Fred Meyer always saves me time. You know you're going to save money, and look at these great ideas. You'll find gifts that are romantic or practical, things that are useful, or the little luxuries that tell them they're special. Accessories, accents, gift sets, in every kind of price range. That great holiday gift, you'll find it at Fred Meyer.
Cloudy skies out there right now, a temperature reading of 33 degrees with a southeast wind at 24 miles per hour. You factor in the wind chill, we're talking 5 above. The barometer 29.88, and it is falling. There is a small craft advisory up for the entire coastline for the rest of tonight. Southwesterlies at 25 to 30 knots. Forecast for the coast tomorrow. Look for some rain showers at the beach, but snow for the coast range. Highs 42 to 49 degrees. Cascades tomorrow, some snow showers. The snow level down to the deck. West winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Central part of the state, snow showers tomorrow. Very cold readings overnight tonight into the teens and only 20s for tomorrow. East side, some more snow showers. Very cold overnight tonight and staying cold tomorrow. In the gorge, some snow showers, some rain showers with highs moving into the upper 30s for Hood River, but mid-30s for the Dalles. West winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. In the valley, some rain showers and snow showers tomorrow. Snow showers more likely at higher elevations. 38 to 42 degrees should do it for highs tomorrow. Southwest winds at 10 to 20. Okay, the forecast now for the Portland-Vancouver metropolitan area for tonight. I'm thinking snow 1 to 2 inches possible in this quick burst, but some freezing rain may mix in some places. The low 29 degrees, the east wind at 15 to 30 miles per hour dying down as the night moves along. Then tomorrow, some rain and or snow showers more likely at the tops of hills. The high only 38 degrees. Southwest winds at 10 to 20. And you think that's fun? Look at this. On Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, there's a chance of rain and or snow showers with highs 38 degrees expected for Wednesday, 42 on Thursday, 40 expected for Friday, and Saturday, about the same story with 43 degrees. Made a mistake. Friday is actually a chance of rain and or snow. So it doesn't matter. It's going to be nutty.
That's better.
Thanks, Joe.
Enjoy. Enjoy. He's a sick man. Millions of people are mailing Christmas packages this time of year, but can you count on the delivery services to get those packages through? Well, during the past week, the news channel packed up coffee mugs to test different mail carriers. We tested the Post Office, UPS, Federal Express, and Emery Air Freight. Find out who you can count on and what it will cost you to get your packages there. We'll have the results from the Post Office tonight at 6:30.
The Christmas decorations are going up at the White House. Hillary Rodham Clinton let the media in for a tour today, showing off the White House Christmas tree. It's decorated with 2,000 ornaments made by art and design students across the country. The theme for their decorations, the 12 days of Christmas.
Are we sure there's a tree under there?
It looked like it, barely.
I couldn't quite see it. They're still talking about Clyde Drexler's game-winning shot last night.
Steve Bartlestein joins us with today's edition of Good Sports. Steve?
Wow. Wow, it was the shot heard all the way to Scotts Butte, Tracy. Clyde Drexler last night, not calling last, but getting it to go all the same to beat the Bucks.
Mark Bryant on an inbound play. Who's going to break out? It's Drexler. Turns around, puts it up. They score! Score the basket! He scores at the horn! Clyde Drexler. An off-balance shot at the buzzer.
Well, no, I didn't call backboard, but that's just the way we kind of drew it up. Oh, it was unbelievable. You know, we had seen Clyde make those shots before.
I didn't want to go to overtime, but, you know, he made it, and he told me he called glass, too.
Just kind of turn and shoot, just knowing where the basket was, and just an overall lucky shot.
I'll take it any day. Football news, Seahawks quarterback Rick Mirer will miss the rest of the season. About an hour ago, he went into surgery to repair that thumb he broke yesterday. On that play, he'll sit out the remaining 3 games of the year. And our picture of the weekend, Kentucky coach Rick Pitino, when told Jim Benneman is actually a relative. He did refuse to talk about it after the game, however. Coming up tonight at 6:20 in our expanded sports segment, a whole lot more on the Blazers. And yes, maybe we'll get Pitino to talk about that. Back to you guys.
Probably not. At least he didn't throw any chairs like another coach we all know.
Yes.
Thanks, Bart.
Well, you can get involved in the News Channel's annual toy drive.
Coming up next, we'll take a look at how the toys are piling up in our front lobby. Stay tuned.
Tonight at 6:30 on News Channel 8.
It's a News Channel 8 exclusive. Is the post office delivering packages when it promises? Pat Doris puts it to the test to see just how well it delivers.
Tonight at 6:30 on KGW, Northwest News Channel 8.
Why shouldn't you just ask us? It's not like we don't know anything about the environment. Kids care a lot about their world and where they live right now.
I think
think everybody should recycle more.
They can use it again and again and again.
America's Forest and Paper people are listening. With your help, we now recover 40% of America's paper for recycling, and we're committed to 50% by the year 2000. America's Forest and Paper people, improving tomorrow's environment today.
Hi, I'm Jim Palmer. At the Money Store, you can now refinance your home for up to 100% of its value. That's right. The Combo 100 loan gives you maximum borrowing ability by letting you refinance up to 100% of the appraised value of your home. And it's usually tax deductible. With the Money Store's Combo 100 loan, you can refinance your existing mortgage, pay off your credit cards, and even get some extra cash. The Combo 100 loan from the Money Store. Call 1-800-LOAN-YES.
This is the 95 Protege, and this is 2.9% interest. And this represents the over $1,600 you save versus conventional financing when you... John Link. Let's see if we have this correct. The 95 Protege, a great car with features you want at a sharp price, and 2.9% financing when you... where McLaughlin meets I-205, and where you can save $1,600 with 2.9% on the 95 Protege.
This Northwest News Channel 8 stock report is brought to you by Motorola and Smith's Home Furnishings.
When you think cellular phones, think Smith's Home Furnishings. Smith's has an extensive selection of Motorola phones and accessories, including the new digital Alpha Star. You'll always find low prices and expert assistance at Smith's. And we're your Cellular One headquarters. Ask about the exciting new digital promotion going on now with airtime credit, no activation fee, and 2 years interest-free financing. So if you're thinking cellular, think Motorola and Smith's Home Furnishings.
Coming up tonight at 6 on the Northwest News Channel, a look at Oregon's first felony case under the state's new environmental crimes law.
Carol Jensen's here now with a preview. Carol.
We're going to talk about that case coming up on the news at 6 o'clock, and we'll also talk about the incredibly cold weather that we've been having. Here's more.
A southeast Portland man goes to court after abandoning a toxic mess at his business. Road crews gear up for what could be a cold and icy night in Portland.
Our day guys are getting our trucks chained up.
And you may be keeping warm, but don't forget these little fellas. We'll have tips on making sure your pets survive the cold.
I'm Kelly Love. Police cut short a string of assaults. The teenage suspects are in court. We'll talk with the victim's family.
These stories, much more, coming up on the News Channel at 6. I'll see you then. Jim and Tracy, back to you.
Thanks, Carol. Well, there is still plenty of time to help out with the News Channel's toy drive.
And we hope you can. Joe Satilli is out in the lobby to tell us how you can get involved. Hi, Joe.
Jimmy Tracy, thank you very much. You can see in the lobby here at the News Channel, lots of toys underneath our Christmas tree, but it is kind of bare, so we'd like you to, if you can, get hold of a new unwrapped toy and bring it by the studio and drop it under the tree. And of course, someone has brought a very good toy here for someone, and a nice soccer ball. We'll see if we can get a few more of those. If you'd like to drop something by here at the station, here are the hours for you. We'd like you to do that between 7:30 in the morning and 6 in the evening. That's here at the KGW studios at 1501 Southwest Jefferson. Or, if that's inconvenient, please stop by any G.I. Joe's store in the area and drop off your new unwrapped toy for a young person, and you'll make a very, very happy person indeed for the holidays. Jim and Tracy, back to you.
Joe, you leave that soccer ball alone. The kids do not want used toys.
We will be back, of course, at 6 and 6:30. And a reminder, we hope you watch the News Channel tomorrow at 6. If that snow does arrive or freezing rain, we'll have lots of live reports to help you get through that morning rush hour. Also let you know how the schools are coping. That's tomorrow at 6. We'll be back in a few minutes.
They used to talk. What happened? He's watching the football game and I try to talk. He's like, So maybe you shouldn't be trying to talk to him during the football game. But like that's Oprah.
Tomorrow at 4 on News Channel 8.
You'll find a gift for every member of the family at Target, including Mrs. Doubtfire with Robin Williams, Scrooge, and Rookie of the Year. 3 of the many entertaining home videos from Fox, $9.99 to $12.99.
A time for magic.
Seagulls see it all. Beach, bridge, and bay, where good friends gather. Unique is the Marine Science Center and the Newport Oyster Beds. Unique is the Coast Guard Motor Launch and the Visual Arts Center, where mist and solitude mix. Fishing charters back from sea. Unique biking trails. A lot of great places, all in one place.
We were going crazy trying to find a gift our daughter would actually like. But then we remembered
her favorite hobby. And U.S. West had the perfect gift.
An additional line.
Of course we'll be getting our phone back.
But we're not thinking about us. We just want a gift she'll like.
Now order a U.S. West additional line and get your choice of a free phone or a credit. An additional line. Another simple answer from U.S. West.
It might surprise you that a lot of folks do their holiday shopping at True Value. You see, we've got just what you need to wrap up a happy holiday. Still, some people just can't wait to get to those big discount stores. And wait. And wait. Well, now at True Value, this Rubbermaid bird feeder is just $7.77. And this True Tone telephone is just $9.97. So, why wait? True Value. Gifts are just around the corner.
It's official. NBC News, now more than ever.
Playing college sports and getting an education. There's a growing industry trying to make that dream come true for your child. But at what cost? Get close. Get answers on NBC Nightly News tomorrow.
NBC presents Sybil Shepherd, the controversial story of a daughter victimized.
I think Sam's been molested.
It's not your fault.
And the fight against a court that protects the criminal.
Not guilty, Your Honor.
I'm her mother.
What this parent did for justice shocked a nation.
I'm not afraid of going to prison.
Sybil Shepherd, while justice sleeps, NBC.
How to dress to look thinner, Monday at 7:30.
Portland is getting ready for its first big snowstorm with a possibility of rain, freezing rain, and snow all in the forecast tonight.
Road crews are standing by to see if this storm system drops anything in the Portland metro area. I'm Golston Dart, and I'll have the story.
I'm Joe Satilli. A front moving in is going to bring a mixed bag of precipitation tonight. I'll have the forecast coming up.
And while you are bundling up, don't forget about your pets. We'll show you some extra precautions you should take as the mercury dips down toward freezing. The mother of one of 5 people who suffered a brutal beating in northwest Portland talks about that ordeal.
Who would do this to my son and why? And
I'm John Captain. A Southeast Portland businessman goes to court, the first felony case under Oregon's new environmental crimes law.
Drexler turns around, puts it up. Yes! One more time. Clyde, an encore coming up in sports.
The Northwest News Channel at 6 is up next.
Live at 6. This is KGW, Northwest News Channel 8.
Road crews gear up for a bout of nasty weather as the temperature dips down to freezing tonight. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Benneman.
Hello, I'm Carol Jensen. Old Man Winter might make his mark in the Portland area tonight.
The latest storm threat is right over our heads. There hasn't been any snow around town yet, but the chance of snow and freezing rain is in tonight's forecast. We'll be joining Joe Satilli in just a moment, but right now, the News Channel's Golston Dart is outside in Portland with the latest on the evening rush. Hi, Golston.
Hi, Jim. It is cold right now. The temperatures at the airport and downtown are hovering right around the freezing level. And right now, we're at the yard where the Department of Transportation keeps some of its road sanding equipment. They, like us, are waiting to see if anything falls from the sky. Now, this cold weather always puts people in a different gear, and everyone is still waiting around to see if this will be the first big snowy, icy event of the season.
Tonight. There's a winter weather advisory for snow or freezing rain.
The latest threat of snowy, icy weather has people getting ready for winter to finally set in. Some companies had increased orders for heating oil when the cold snap hit over the weekend. Downtown, the coffee shops had good business, as did street vendors serving up hot stuff. Most people didn't have much trouble with the cold.
I like it. I like it like this.
How come?
I don't know. I guess I'm a true Oregonian. I just love the cold weather and the sunny skies.
As clouds replaced the sun, transportation crews chained up their sanding rigs. So far this year, crews have had little use for this sand to spread on the streets. But if that storm system moves through the area tonight, sand piles like this one will be used a lot. But crews will wait for those first flakes to appear before covering roadways.
If the snow starts falling, which is predicted to do around 4 o'clock, we'll be everybody will be out and about sanding and plowing.
As you can see right here, the chains are on, the rigs are ready to go. Of course, what road crews are waiting for is for the stuff to start coming out of the sky. And once that happens, these sand trucks will be loaded up and the crews will be on their way across certain streets in Portland. And road crews wanted us to pass one note along to some motorists who might be out on the highways tonight. If you come up next to one of the sanding crews, it's best not to pass them because these sanding trucks carry fairly big rocks. They can nick your car, so stay behind. Of course, the best thing to do is avoid all this and just stay at home.
All right, thanks, Golston.
It makes a lot of sense, but let's find out from Josie Tilley, at what point in the evening should we close the door and lock it, Joe?
Well, Carol, I think you don't want to do that, but nevertheless, there is some winter weather now occurring. I just got a call from Corvallis. It's snowing down there. Up in Long Beach along the Washington coastline, it's snowing there right now. And what's happening is a frontal band is pushing in from the Pacific Ocean, and it's riding warmer air up over very, very cold air at the surface, and that moisture is going to drop into this cold air. And I think, for the most part, we'll be looking at snow, maybe 1 to 2 inches of snow. Around the Columbia Gorge, though, you may see some freezing rain at the start of all of this mess. And then as this front passes on through, it should warm things up just a bit for tomorrow. And we'll be talking about some rain showers and the possibility of some snow showers for tomorrow. But we'll have the full forecast for you in about 7 minutes or so. Jim?
Thanks, Joe. We'll see you then. While you're busy trying to keep warm, don't forget about your pets.
It's cold. Our suggestion would be definitely at night, particularly in the next few nights where it's going to be real cold, would be to keep your animal inside.
The folks at the Oregon Humane Society say if you absolutely can't keep your pet inside, you should at least try to find it some shelter, for example, a garage.
Make sure that they have adequate shelter for them, and that shelter they provide bedding, and also to check to see where the wind's coming from, and to make sure that the wind's not getting into their shelter.
Another thing people tend to forget is the pet's water dish outside. It will freeze up in this weather, of course, so the Humane Society recommends you check your pet's water supply every couple hours.
4 teenagers are facing charges tonight. They are suspects in a brutal string of assaults. Police say that they went cruising for victims in northwest Portland. Over a 2-week period, 5 people were robbed and beaten up. The News Channel's Kelly Love joining us with the latest tonight.
Well, Carol, we were in court today where the oldest in the group, 18-year-old Lateef Smith, was arraigned on the charges. His 3 companions are underage and are in juvenile court. As juveniles, we won't release their names. We can tell you that 2 of them are from Sunset High School. One's a senior, the other a former student. And we can tell you the teenagers have all made statements implicating each other. At 18, Lateef Smith is the oldest of the 4. He'll face charges in adult court. Police say he was involved in a series of brutal attacks in northwest Portland in the last 2 weeks. He was arrested along with his 3 friends Saturday night, just a few blocks away from where this man, Joel Kelly, had been attacked at Northwest 21st and Marshall just 20 minutes earlier.
Officers immediately responded to the area, obtained information as to which direction the suspects had fled, and developed a perimeter around that area. K-9 unit was called in, and 3 subjects were subsequently arrested after a search of the area.
2 victims were hit in the back of the head with a steel bar. The others were punched, then kicked in the head when they fell. 21-year-old Mark Johnson was brutalized just a few feet from his apartment door Friday. He doesn't remember what happened that night. The event blocked from his memory. His mother says she was scared they might lose him.
The first day I would just burst into tears crying and think, wow, who would do this to my son and why? And it feels so sad. And think, wow, who would do this to my son and why? And it feels so sad for my son.
Doctors who had worried he'd suffer permanent brain damage have told his mother they're more encouraged he'll make a full recovery.
I think he's going to be stronger after this.
Now, police today are saying robbery was the motive for all 5 attacks that began November 16th and allegedly ended with the group's arrest Saturday night. Of the 3 juveniles, they all have closed hearings scheduled in juvenile court. Because of where they live, 2 will be tried in Washington County, 1 in Multnomah County, and there is a chance prosecutors will try to remand them to adult court. Carol and Jim?
All right, Kelly, thank you very much. Jim?
Portland soccer coach Roger Dale Hughes was formally indicted today on charges of sexually abusing children, and the number of charges has grown. The indictment lists 4 alleged victims, not the 3 who were part of the initial charges filed in late November. The alleged victims are all underage boys. We've blacked out their names to protect their privacy. 62 counts were filed today against Roger Hughes. All charges either sodomy or sexual abuse, and allegedly happened between '89 and '94.
Anytime there's any children that have been alleged to have been the victim of child abuse, that's a serious case. And there's evidence that was presented to the grand jury relating to 4 victims. And so, you know, that's obvious. It's an extremely serious kind of a situation, just as many of our other cases are.
Prosecutors are also not ruling out the possibility of more charges. Roger Hughes will be arraigned tomorrow at the Multnomah County Justice Center.
In a few days, Oregon's physician-assisted suicide law goes into effect. The world will be watching as it unfolds. Today's Portland's 5 hospital systems came together to discuss how they're planning to carry out the new law. Sisters of Providence says the hospital will focus on pain management. Staff will not participate.
So it's very clear to them they know what our policy is, and to willfully violate that is certainly a possibility for discipline.
Oregon Health Sciences University says it is setting up a comfort care team, diverting the emphasis from suicide to pain management.
Missing in academic centers, and I think it's what the public has in part called for with Measure 16.
The Comprehensive Comfort Team will specialize in alternatives to suicide. It will not provide information on lethal doses, nor will it write prescriptions.
It's that time of year to send your Christmas packages. But which delivery service will do the best job for you? Well, here's what the inside of the post office looked like 2 days before last Christmas. This should convince you to put lots of padding in with your presents. Now, during the past week, the news channel tested the post office and 3 other services to see who's delivering packages on time and in one piece. One clerk told us about a package sent priority mail last Monday. Now, that means it should get there by Friday at the latest.
This will be a piece of cake for Thursday then.
Well, it's not a guaranteed service, but I think there's an awfully good chance that it will be there by then. It's under there.
We'll let you know if it did get there on time. Our results of the post office test are coming up in half an hour on the news channel at 6:30.
He is behind bars accused of abandoning a toxic mess at his Southeast Portland business.
When we come back, we'll show you what this man could be facing as he heads to court on charges of violating Oregon's new environmental crimes law.
They used to talk. What happened? He doesn't listen.
As soon as you say, I do, you don't have anything to talk about anymore.
When he's courting you, he's focused on getting you. It's like when you kill the elephant, you don't have to kill it again.
The women don't like the term elephant in any way. How to get your man to talk and even listen. Teacher just whispered to me, Oprah, don't do it. They treat you better when you're dating. Don't do it. Next Oprah.
Tomorrow at 4 on KGW, Northwest News Channel 8.
He said we were special friends.
NBC presents Sybil Shepherd in one of the most controversial stories of our time.
I think Sam's been molested.
It's not your fault.
Her daughter, the victim of one man's obsession.
You think I could do anything like this?
We all believe you.
Fighting a court that protects the criminal.
Not guilty, Your Honor.
I'm her mother.
What one parent did for justice shocked a nation.
I'm not afraid of going to prison.
An NBC world premiere movie. Sybil Shepherd, While Justice Sleeps, NBC tonight.
Time of year when I find my thoughts turn again for home, to see again the ones I love. I've been away too long, and yes, this holiday I know just where to go. It's so nice to come home again for the holidays, my favorite time of year. Yes, it's so nice to come home.
Welcome home from Fred Meyer.
It's easy to look back and complain.
It's harder to look forward and dream.
But that's what foresters at Willamette Industries did.
The dream grew with every tree they planted.
And today there's no better evidence of the truth in that dream
than a walk through these forests.
Now, with Jen Betterman and Carol Jensen, this is KGW, Northwest News Channel 8.
He is charged with 11 felony crimes against Oregon's environment, and Portland businessman Nicholas Lebec will apparently stay in jail until his trial.
Today, a judge refused to reduce the bail. It's set at $500,000. The News Channel's environmental reporter John Catton was in court today.
Nicholas Lebec is accused of abandoning a dangerous chemical mess at his Southeast Portland business and then leaving the state. Lebec faces 11 felony counts. Across Oregon, police, prosecutors, and environmental regulators are watching this case closely. Here's why.
The law just wasn't there a year ago, so it wouldn't have happened at all.
DEQ's Carolyn Young says Oregon's 1993 environmental crimes law has made it possible to pursue Lebec criminally. In fact, he's charged with crimes that can bring long prison terms and huge fines. He's accused of abandoning tanks and barrels full of acids and solvents. In a neighborhood full of children, an antique district full of shoppers, DEQ says the chemicals could have created a toxic cloud. That danger is now over, but cleanup may cost taxpayers several $100,000. State police say Lebec not only abandoned these chemicals, but tried to flee from prosecution under the new environmental law. In Charbonneau, they say he eluded officers by squeezing through a crawl space in his condo, popping out an air vent, and fleeing in his BMW. In Clackamas County, they say Lebec raced through a roadblock at over 100 miles an hour. And then they say he fled the state.
I don't believe that there was any misconduct on the part of my client.
Does that mean you think that he intended to go back and take care of the mess? Is that a yes?
Mr. Lebec left on vacation, as was noted on the property.
Hester is suggesting authorities were premature in concluding that Lebec had abandoned his business. But Judge Philip Abraham says the charges are extremely serious. And Lebec, he says, has demonstrated, quote, a history of avoiding arrest and prosecution in this case. With that, he sent Lebec back to jail on $500,000 bail to await a trial that will apparently showcase Oregon's new Get Tough stance on environmental crime. John Catton, KGW, Northwest News Channel 8.
The DEQ says Oregon's new environmental crimes law is already sending a very strong message. In fact, many businesses have been calling the state, double-checking the law to make sure they're complying.
So we're in the 30s right now, but before it's all said and done tonight, it could drop to the 20s.
Yeah, it could get down into the upper 20s, but more importantly, we may see some snow. In fact, we are getting reports from Corvallis, McMinnville, and Long Beach up in Washington State of snow. So it's right around the corner. It could be in these parts very soon. Here's a look at the almanac for today. 59, the record high. That was set in 1970. Record low 20, 1972. Sunrise tomorrow morning, 7:36. Sunset 4:27 tomorrow. There's the front. You can see the clouds associated with it moving in all day today. The precipitation now pushing up over the Coast Range. Coast Range could see 3 to 5 inches of snowfall. In the valleys, 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches of snow. In the valleys also, maybe some freezing rain and up through the Columbia Gorge. But my thinking right now is that we'll see mostly snow over the next few hours. 1 to 2 inches. You can see this cold trough dropping in out of the Gulf of Alaska. First, a couple of things. The jet's pushing up out of the southwest off the coastline, driving that front in. In behind here, cold air aloft, and at the surface we'll start to get some warmer ocean air in tomorrow, but aloft you'll have some cold air. So that's a good setup for showers. So some rain showers tomorrow and mixing in with some snow and snow showers at the higher hills. But tonight we have to handle first, and that's going to be the snow event as this front, there it is, right off the coast, will push on in and eventually scour out most of this cold air, but it's going to be a slow process. The radar shows the precipitation pushing up over the Coast Range now, and again, some snow down in Corvallis, also up in Long Beach, up in Washington State, and McMinnville just calling in now with a snowfall report. At this hour, 33 degrees, humidity at 54%. We do have cloudy skies, an east wind at 24, so you factor that in. We have a wind chill of 5 above at this hour. The barometer 29.88, and it's holding steady. Around the metro area today, these are high temperature readings. 37 for Oregon City and Estacada. Corbett at 27 degrees, 34 here at KGW, 38 degrees in Hillsborough, 36 the official high here in Portland, only 16 in Redmond. Overnight lows 9 for Burns, Baker City at 4 below. Here in Portland, we had 29 degrees overnight last night. Around the nation, some mild air in the southeast, but there's a big dome of cold Arctic air dropping in out of Canada, and that's dropping the highs. As you can see, Bismarck only had a high of 1 today, 66 in New Orleans, 67 the high in Los Angeles, and Seattle had 38. We'll have a forecast for you coming up in just 30 seconds or so stay right there.
If you get Star Trek movie action toys at a toy store, you're getting great gifts. But if you get them at Walmart, you're getting great gifts and a great price. And because you don't need a coupon, the savings never expire. If you get Milton Bradley games at a toy store, you're getting great gifts. But if you get them at Walmart, you're getting great gifts and a great price. And because you don't need a coupon, the savings never expire. Walmart, more than a toy store for less.
There's a small craft advisory up before the coastline. For the coast tomorrow, some rain at the beach, snow in the coast range overnight tonight. Highs tomorrow, though, 42 to 49 degrees. Cascades tomorrow, frequent snow showers. The snow level down to the deck, as you can see. Highs in the passes in the 20s. Snow showers for the central part of the state tomorrow. Highs only in the 20s. East side about the same story. Snow showers with highs in the 20s. In the gorge tomorrow, this is the way it shapes up. Some snow showers mixing with rain showers. Highs moving up to 38 for Hood River, but cold overnight tonight. In the valley tomorrow, some rain and snow showers. Highs 38 to 42 with southwest winds. Here in the Portland-Vancouver metropolitan area, snow tonight, maybe 1 to 2 inches. Some pockets of freezing rain, below 29. Tomorrow, some rain and/or snow showers with snow showers for the higher elevations. 38 the high tomorrow. And beyond that, you're looking at rain and/or snow showers for Wednesday and Thursday. On Friday, a chance of rain and/or snow. And then Saturday, a chance of rain and/or snow showers. But the highs and the lows are slowly warming up towards the weekend, so we'll hopefully break this cold weather pretty soon.
All of a sudden, those studded tires I didn't buy are looking pretty good.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, everybody could use them. An unbelievable game at the Coliseum last night.
Take a look at this shot if you haven't seen it. Pretty incredible finish. We'll be back with the highlights coming up.
Tonight at 6:30 on News Channel 8.
It's a News Channel 8 exclusive. Is the post office delivering packages when it promises? Pat Doris puts it to the test to see just how well it delivers.
Tonight at 6:30 on KGW, Northwest News Channel 8.
Onward and upward, the awards, the honors for the Toyota Camry continue to rise, and the car that's become the gold standard can now be leased for as little as $239 a month, which includes automatic transmission, air conditioning, power windows and door locks, and more. The new 1995 Toyota Camry lease, starting at just $239 a month. So low for a car that aims so high.
Why shouldn't you just ask us? It's not like we don't know anything about the environment. Kids care a lot about their world and where they live right now.
I think everybody should recycle more.
They can use it again and again and again.
America's Forest and Paper people are listening. With your help, we now recover 40% of America's paper for recycling, and we're committed to 50% by the year 2000. America's Forest and Paper people, improving tomorrow's environment today.
All over Oregon, there are signs of lottery dollars at work, helping Oregon's economy stay strong by creating jobs in many of our most important industries. The Oregon Lottery. It does good things for Oregon.
KGW Northwest News Channel 8 Sports is brought to you by Sherry's Restaurants.
Sometimes it seems you just can't count on anything. But at Sherry's Restaurants, you'll find a lot of things you can count on. Like a menu that offers something for everyone in the family. Delicious home-cooked style meals at a great price. Fast, friendly service. Plus, with over 80 locations throughout the Northwest and growing, you can always count on a Sherry's to be near you and open 24 hours. Sherry's Restaurants. Finally, something you can count on.
Now, Steve Bartelstein with KGW Northwest News Channel 8 Sports.
I thought it was just coincidence, but right at the end of the game last night, I thought I heard a sonic boom.
It was a large,
huge
sound.
rumbling.
Yeah. I actually know what that was. It was Satilli falling off the couch. That's how big this shot was, and you know he hasn't been off the couch in like weeks of Sundays. But seriously, folks, what this might be is what the Blazers needed. It certainly breathes hope and life into a club that has lost a bunch of close games. The scene, Blazers up 3, closing seconds. The Bucks kick it out for Vin Baker. He drills a 3. We're tied at 103, 9/10 of a second to play. Then came the miracle.
Bryant on an inbound play. Who's going to break out? It's Drexler. Turns around, puts it up. It's yes! Score the basket! He scores at the horn. Clyde Drexler. An off-balance shot at the buzzer.
No, they're giving me a hard time. They asked me, did I have a movie to return or a movie to see tonight? So I couldn't attend overtime. It's kind of turn and shoot, just knowing where the basket was, and just an overall lucky shot.
You know, the Lord answered our prayers, and I didn't want to go to overtime, but you know, he made it, and he told me he called glass too.
Hey, we diagrammed the play, coach diagrammed the play, and that's what we wanted, and that's what we got.
There you go. How about the University of Portland over the weekend? A big win over Oregon State to raise its record to 2-2. Take you back to Saturday night. The Pilots hit their free throws down the stretch, but got timely buckets, too, from the likes of Chivo Anderson and Kurt Ranta. Also a big game. He comes up here with the sky hook. He had 17, a dozen boards, and the Pilots pick up a W.
It was the best feeling in the world, you know, as freshmen, as for me, you know, as a team, you know, it was a good win for the city, the whole organization, the whole Portland community. It was great.
Wonderful in-state rival. I'm an in-state kid, and it's wonderful to beat them. It's awesome.
See, it is awesome. It's true that gum. One of the key players in the baseball strike is resigning. The owner's mouthpiece, Richard Ravitch, is stepping down December 31st. In 3 years, he collected over $2 million in salary, plus all that room service. Football news, and how about at 4 o'clock this afternoon, Seahawks quarterback Rick Mirer went into surgery to repair the thumb he broke on this play yesterday. He will miss the remaining 3 games of this season. And finally tonight, a ton of great plays from over the weekend, worth one more look. And if you wonder what our anchor team does on the weekend, there you go, right there. Carroll, of course, getting the better of Benjamin and I right there. How about Sean Bradley? Watch this. For a guy who's 7'6", he got to move like a guard right there. Nice job. D. Brown from Friday night. Yeah. They count it at the half. How about Anthony Hardaway? He jams on Ewing. He puts it in his face. He schools him. Nice job. At Wisconsin, a game winner. Halftime. Yeah. And how about this? Ben Davis. This is a kid who is a freshman at the University of Minnesota. Hits a shot like that at halftime. What's he get? A free year's tuition to the University of Minnesota. Mom's psyched. And yeah, the anchor team's still dueling it out for bragging rights. Year's tuition. Isn't that bad, huh?
That's terrific. I'm surprised. I think somebody's going to draft him.
You think?
Yeah.
You never
got
know.
to.
Well, coming up next, your comments on what's happened since voters passed Measure 8. That's on Northwest Call-In tonight.
Also coming up, your chance to help out Portland's needy. Find out how you can be part of the News Channel's Toy Drive.
The News Channel 8 Toy Drive spreads joy to kids of all ages, but we need your help. Just bring a new unwrapped toy to KGW or any G.I. Joe store. Discover the spirit of the holidays, give from the heart, and give to the Northwest News Channel 8 Toy Drive.
My 3 children were home alone when a man started pounding on the back door. Then he tried to kick it in. One of my children ran and hit the Brinks panic button, and the man ran away.
Protect your family with Brinks Home Security. Call 1-800-2-BRINKS now before it's too late.
I'm Michelle Nicholas. It terrifies me to think what might have happened without Brinks.
In the average lifetime, the average person spends 7 years in the bathroom. 16 months of which is spent washing and grooming, including 17,010 shampoos. I'll be right out! Which adds up to a trip to Drug Emporium. You'll find the brands you trust at everyday low prices that beat most sale prices. You clean up every day. Drug Emporium, not your average drugstore.
92.3 KGON, Portland's classic rock station, wants to thank you for making us your #1 radio station. KGON plays all your favorite classic rock music in long sets, plus concert weekends and in-your-face radio with Mark and Brian in the morning, Portland's most entertaining morning show, followed by the music from the 70s you've grown up with on 92.3 KGON. Mark and Brian in the morning, classic rock all day.
If you're bringing your kids to Target, you may need to take a few extra precautions. Because we've got all of this year's hottest, most wanted toys. In fact, we've got almost anything your kid could ask for. Like Radica games. They're fun to play, and the tabletop sizes make great savings banks, too. Get the small tabletop for $14.99 or the large just $24.99. The handheld game is only $9.99.
Join Tracy Berry and Jen Betterman tonight at 6:30 on News Channel 8.
It is time for the News Channel's annual Christmas toy drive. Toys are stacking up in our lobby, but we're hoping to get a lot more. Joe Satilli is in the lobby right now where the pile is starting to grow. Joe?
Carol, that's very true. You know, and this is really easy for you at home. All you have to do is find a new unwrapped toy and drop it by the studios here at KGW, and we'll make sure some child has a very, very happy Christmas. Or if that's inconvenient, you can also drop these toys off at any G.I. Joe store. There's some hours that you have to deal with, and we'll give you the address here at KGW. It's 1501 Southwest Jefferson, and you can drop these toys off between 7:30 in the morning and 6 o'clock in the evening, or if that's not convenient for you, any G.I. Joe store. So make some kid happy. Come on by with a toy. Maybe like Odie here from Garfield. I like this one. Jim and Carol, back to you.
Okay, Joe, I think we might be able to make quite a few children happy this holiday. Thanks.
Seems like there are all kinds of lists these days, all kinds of lists when it comes to cities.
And guess what? Portland is at the top of another one. Here's Tracy Berry with a preview of the 6:30 news.
Carol and Jim, that list is made up of cities where the housing market is on the move.
Right now, a home in Portland is a good investment and a good buy, but there are drawbacks to all this. Also tonight, the last chapter in the story of a tough young transplant patient. The government has backed off from a recall of GM pickups. We'll hear from one Northwest man who feels betrayed. And it's the question of the season, will your packages get there on time? We conducted our own test and we'll have results.
Those stories, plus your opinions on what the new Oregon lawmakers should be working on. That's next at 6:30. Carol.
Thank you, Tracy. Speaking of your opinions, it is time now for you to tell us what you think about some of the stories we've been covering here at the News Channel. Now, over the weekend, we got dozens of calls, people talking about Measure 8. Thanks again for phoning in. I'll see you tonight at 11.
If we go to the polls and vote on something and it passes, what's the sense in having the commissioners go ahead and vote in a pay raise? That's just like spending more taxes that we didn't even authorize. It's getting to the point where it doesn't matter what we say, they still get what they want.
Yeah, I'm a state employee, and we've had our wages froze since 1991, and we just were offered a contract to freeze our wages still until 97. With a 6% decrease with Measure 8, I don't know how a lot of us are going to pay our bills and feed our families.
I'm a resident and a former state employee in Washington, and I can't believe that Oregon employees are complaining about having to pay into their retirement fund. In Washington, we pay almost as much into our retirement fund as we do into Social Security, and we've all done okay. It just blows my mind that people are going to get raises to cover that when the people of Oregon voted it down.
Stay with us. The news at 6:30 is coming up right now.
Live at 6:30. This is KGW, Northwest News Channel 8.
If you own a home in the Portland area, there's some good news.
If you don't and you want to, it's a different story. Good evening, I'm Jim Benneman.
And I'm Tracy Berry. Thanks for being with us tonight. Portland is on top of another national list. This one has homeowners and real estate brokers applauding. The prediction is that housing prices will increase faster here than in any other place in the country. The News Channel's Larry Shoup has the story.
Okay. Come on inside.
Damon Evans has looked at more than 24 homes in recent weeks. He wants a house in the $70,000 range and knows he better act quickly because prices are going up.
If I tarry too much longer, then, I'm going to have to rethink my scenario, rent for a while, sell some things, build up more down payment,
In fact, Money Magazine's new forecast issue for 1995 predicts the Portland area will lead the nation when it comes to rising home prices. The analysts say home prices in Portland Metro will increase nearly 10% next year. As reasons, they cite a strong economy and population growth. That compares to number 2 Salt Lake City with a 7.8% rise. Seattle sits at number 17, with home prices predicted to increase 3.8%. This upscale house on Barnes Road is a perfect example of escalating prices over the years. The owners bought it exactly 10 years ago.
What did they buy it for?
$165.
And now it's selling for?
The asking price is $320.
But that's a high-end house. The fact is, Portland area homes are still the most affordable of any major West Coast city. Our median price is $116,000. Compare that to Seattle at $153,000, San Diego at $177,000, Los Angeles at $184,000, and San Francisco at $250,000. So at least Portland is still affordable for the likes of Damon Evans. The question is, for how long? So what does this all mean if you already own your own home? Well, on average, next year, your investment in that house will go up nearly 10%. It probably means your property taxes will go up as well. In Southeast Portland, Larry Shoup, KGW Northwest News Channel 8.
Now, these rising prices are expected to slow down just a bit. Fortune magazine predicts Portland area home prices will increase an average of about 6% a year over the last half of this decade.
We were all introduced to a very special person on the news channel recently. Eric Park was part of our reports on transplants called The Gift of Life. We were warned some transplant stories have sad endings, and now all who knew him are dealing with Eric's death. Carl Click has our story.
We get our picture of running around. Eric Park allowed us into his life, into the physical and emotional pain of liver disease.
I get so tired. I get so tired so easy, and it really sucks.
You know, at this point, he's just getting worse and worse and worse. And it'll be so nice to see him getting better.
We were with Eric and his family for surgery.
I'm ready to go through with this.
It's so nice to have you. Wow.
Yeah, they just wheeled him back. Eric's transplant was successful. A day and a half later, he told us how he felt.
Just inside, I can feel things working.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Eric walked out of intensive care, and in 9 days, he was home.
Eric spent 2 weeks at home before being readmitted to the hospital. As is normal, his immune system tried to reject his new organ. There are medications that stop that, but those medications also lower the body's ability to fight off illnesses. Eric fought off a couple of different infections, but eventually, pneumonia was too much.
Eric Park knew the risks of transplants and invited us into his life so that others would know the benefits. His mother told us Eric felt so good at home after surgery. The joy of those 2 weeks were worth it all. Carl Click, KGW Northwest News, Channel 8.
Eric Park was 25 years old. About 8 in 10 liver transplant patients survived the first year at Oregon Health Sciences University.
The new Speaker of the House is making news in America at this hour. House Republicans unanimously picked Newt Gingrich of Georgia as House Speaker today. Gingrich is under fire from the White House. Gingrich has accused some White House staffers of using drugs when they were younger. Today, Hillary Rodham Clinton said that was unfair. And White House Chief of Staff Leon Panetta said Gingrich is out of control. Treasury Secretary Lloyd Bentsen says he's not going anywhere, at least not right now. There have been rumors he's going to resign, but today he said those are premature. Clinton administration officials say Bentsen wants to go back to Texas and go into business. Some people are pushing for a new kind of cigarette pack, one with lots of information. More than 2,000 chemicals are present in cigarette smoke, and dozens of those cause cancer. A doctor from MIT says detailed information could give smokers a way to choose cigarettes with fewer cancer-causing agents.
People who blame GM pickups for deaths or injuries are blaming the government now. Late last week, the Transportation Department dropped a recall investigation aimed at those trucks. Tom Ackerman tells us how one accident victim from the Northwest feels.
This company crash test showed what happened when a GM CK pickup was broadsided, rupturing its side saddle gas tank. GM's critics charge the fires that often followed have killed hundreds of vehicle occupants. Up to 6 million of the pre-1988 model pickups are still on the road. This week, Transportation Secretary Federico Peña was to convene hearings leading to a recall of the trucks. But last Friday, he canceled those hearings and scrapped the recall in exchange for GM's agreement to set up a $51 million research and safety program.
The alternatives were to proceed with a recall that would have involved years of litigation, an uncertain outcome, and prevented few, if any, deaths.
Today, auto safety advocates vented their outrage at Peña.
His decision to accept blood money from General Motors breached his trust with the American public.
Joining today's protest was Doug Worden. 2 years ago, a drunk driver hit Worden's Chevy pickup near Auburn, Washington. He suffered third-degree burns over most of his body. GM settled out of court.